Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 video. In this one I'll be doing a little guide about how to operate the DBBR 423 and also with the safety systems as well, but the safety systems are optional so you don't need to turn them on. But also first off, let's take a look at what you are getting within the expansion pack, which is just released from Dovetail Games and you can pick it up for £8.99. So let's see what is included with the pack. Right, so this is what is included with the Sam Pat's grade route, so the American freight route. In terms of journey modes, you'll be getting 2 new journey chapters, a show of strength and exhibiting power. For the scenarios, you'll be getting, I believe, 3 new scenarios, which are Stripe Your Rescue, Earning Your Stripes and Stars and Stripes. And this is the train you'll be getting to do those journeys and scenarios. It is the SD40 and the Stars and Stripes livery. And then you've got Koln Aachen, where in terms of journey mode you get 2 chapters again. It's a bird, it's a plane, there we go, and it's called the Super Barn. And then for scenarios you get 3 scenarios again, which are Reverse Charge, Durran and Snowblind. And then moving on to the timetable, which you get a whole new separate timetable. Now this is with the layers, so I've got 369 services, and that's because I have all the DLC which you can have onto this route. So main spec up barn, you see all the trains on the side there, main spec up barn, the 187 as well, so I've got most of them on there, and the DBBR 101. So 369 services within the new timetable. Specifically what you're going to be looking for in the expansion pack is the DBBR 423, where you have 194 services, then for the Talent 2 35, and for the Ice 14, and then the optional, the other trains are optional as they are DLC. And then onto the Bakerloo line. Now for the Bakerloo line, it is the same to the others. You do get 2 chapters in the journey mode, Retro Reissue and At Your Service. And then for the scenarios, you get 3 again. You have got, if I can find it on here, you've got Test Run, Rail Tour and Underground Return Ticket. And then for the service mode, you get 205 services, so it's the normal one. You get 4 additional services with the London Underground with the original 1972 stock, and they are the 200X services. If I quickly pop them in, 200X, these are the additional services you will be getting with this train, and these come under as rail tour services, so pretty much a return run up the line. Right, we're now going to begin a S12 service, which goes from Koln Ehrenfeld to Hennef, although we're going to be taking it as far as Koln Hauptbahnhof. So, click begin. Now, this step here is entirely optional. This is for the safety systems. So, LZB, which for S-Bahn you won't be using on this route, PZB and Cephas. These 3 are all optional. You don't need to have them on. But if you want to make it a bit more immersive, put them on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the master key. Now, everyone needs to do this. And then we're going to set that to, we're going to set that to forward, as we are going to be travelling forward. We're going to open the doors. You can see them, they're getting happy, they want us to open up, so you'd press either Y on the, or Y and U on the keyboard for the doors, or left and right on the console D-pad. We're going to set the headlights to marker lights. We're going to set the passenger lights on as well, so the passengers can, have a bit of light behind them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the instrument lights as well, as quite hard to see at times, especially if it is a slightly darker service. So we're going to pop that up to we'll do about 75. There we go, perfect. We can see slightly better now. And then you've also got the PIS system down here, which comes under FIS. So that is for the front of the train and also on the side of the train. So this, for example, which at the moment does say Koln, but if you wanted to change it, you would come onto here, you go to Route Engage or Ainge, Zugverb, that does both of the units, and then you can change them on here to whatever you want them to be, and then you click enter, click number 7 and then G, and then back there, and there we go. Then the front of the train is set to Koln, and also the side as well, which you can see there. Right, let's get the doors shut, which we will click that will then close them, and then we'll be all good to go. And also a couple of other important things for this train, the wiper locations here. If you want to turn on the wipers, you can also change the speed, and you can also contact the signaller using this little button here. And I think possibly this phone as well, okay, not the phone there, but you can use the button there to contact the signaller. Right, let's whack the master control up. It is an S-Bahn service, you can be fairly firm with it, so 60-70% power. And as we have got PZB on, you can see it's flashing between 70 and 85. Now that means it's watching us. So to release that, we do PZB release. And we've also got a little 80 down there, so I'm going to do PZB acknowledge and then PZB release. So now it's not watching us anymore. Which the PZB release buttons are here, PZB release and PZB acknowledge. And if you are playing on console, I highly recommend plugging in a keyboard if you are planning on using the safety systems, as it makes life so much easier. And there's a cipher there, which you can press Q on keyboard or circle or B on the controller. Right, let's get that up. We might run a little bit late, but that's all good. So we're getting up to 120. And there are 3 modes for PZB, but as we're a passenger train, we're in the passenger mode, which is PZB mode O, I believe. And then you get Z and M. Right, we've got another warning board there, so we're going to do PZB acknowledge, which you can do that, and we've got a cipher as well. And we are speeding a little bit, so let's bring the brakes down a tad. So we now, we've now acknowledged and we've let PZB know that we've seen the decrease in speed, so we're going to start coming down to 70 kilometers an hour. There we go. As we make our way up onto the lovely bridge over the other lines here. But yeah, there's 3 PZB modes. There's the heavy freight one, the light freight one, and the passenger one. But as we're a passenger train, we are in 85, which allows us to run up to 160 kilometers an hour. Here's cipher, which you simply, well, acknowledge it. That's pretty much the, well, be like, it's pretty much saying, are you alive? And you're like, yeah, we're alive, so you click the button. We've got another warning board here. And we've also got a 70 limit, so we're going to acknowledge that by doing PZB acknowledge, and then we're going to start coming down to 60. There we go. And down a little bit more. You've got cipher again, so we'll pop that on. There we go, as we now approach Koln Aachen. And yes, the buttons for keyboard are for the PZB. Delete is PZB override, end is PZB release, and page down is PZB acknowledge. And override is if you're going for a red light, which in this game you don't tend to do, as it will kick you out. Right, we've got another warning board here, so we're going to do page down, PZB acknowledge. Which are, if you're on controller, there will be the appropriate buttons to do. I think you hold the shifter, which I think would be square and X on PlayStation and Xbox, and it's on the D-pad to do that. And the H is the halt marker, which halt is another word for stop. So we shall pop that down. There we go. Now we'll get the doors open. Yeah, so it is hold square or X, and I believe it's, yeah, there's PZB override, which is left on the D-pad, right is PZB release, and I'm guessing down, oh, that's a sander. Oh no, there you go, circle. A circle or B is for PZB acknowledge. Right, we don't need the sander on, so let's get that off. Let's get the door shut. So I'll go over that again. If you're on console, what you want to do is hold square or X, and left on the D-pad is PZB override, which is if you're going to be going through a red light, which in service mode you won't be doing, most likely. And then PZB release is if you hold square or X and press right on the D-pad. And then circle or B is for PZB acknowledge and the C for pedal. Right, let's get going. Next station stop is Koln Aachen. A little bit of power. You've got the 2 signals here. The top one is the signal, which is right there, and the one below it is the distance signal. So the distance signal is quite handy because it's telling me what the next signal is. Now I'm going to acknowledge this as well. I'm not completely sure we do have to acknowledge that, but I will acknowledge it anyway. Pretty much anything yellow, acknowledge it. Let's get that up. So we'll do 50. So yeah, that's telling me the next signal screen as well. So we haven't come across any of the magnets today. Now the magnets are the PZB magnets. If you get a 1000 Hertz magnet, you want to come down to below. Oh no, here we are. Actually, it's coming up now, since we do have a double yellow, which is a double yellow distance signal. So that's telling me the next signal after is also a double yellow. So what you want to do in this instance, you want to acknowledge, once you get past signal, acknowledge it. And you'll see we have got a 1000 Hertz magnet. Well, it's now 500 Hertz because there's a red coming up. So you want to get below 25 just before the red light. So we should be all good now. It shouldn't get angry at us. And we'll attempt to stop on the marker, which you can see 10 meters. We are going to go a little bit over. There we go. So yeah, the 500 Hertz, you can go over it, I believe, at 65, but you have to be down to below 25 kilometers an hour just before the red light. Now for a 1000 Hertz, you need to be down to below 45 within below 85 within 23 seconds when you first see it show up. And if there's another signal, you need to then come down to 45 kilometers an hour. Well, that is the little tutorial, that little guide to the DBBR 423 and the expansion pack. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. You will find links in the description to the Discord, to the PayPal and to the merch store if you do want to help support the channel. Apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. Hopefully it has all helped, and see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye guys.